Survival games are an excellent way for players to put their endurance to the test online. And in this video, I will show you the 10 best PS4 and PS5 survival games to play in 2022. So without any further ado, let's start this video. The first game of this video is Conan Exiles. Conan Exiles is a top sandbox survival game that was launched in 2018. Thankfully, creators Funcom listened to their fans and gave the game a specific new-gen optimization treatment, as well as a massive expansion, Isle of Sipta. This translates to greater resolutions and frame rates, more textures, and an overall better play experience. In this charmingly barbarous PS5 game, you may create towns, harvest food, and eventually battle your way out of tricky circumstances. Next up we have Rust Console Edition. For all gamers, Rust may be a wild yet fascinating experience. It abandons you in a desolate location, and you must work your way up from the Stone Age to the modern age. You'll have to be as cunning or as smart as possible to do this, as even antisocial behavior may be lucrative in Rust. The game's major focus is on allowing players to murder one another, with base building and resource collection taking a second seat. Next up we have Subnautica Below Zero. If there are one thing survival games should do for you, it makes you scared. Yes, hunger, thirst, and other meters ticking down might be stressful, but it's the environment you're attempting to survive in, or the monsters trying to kill you, that makes it a truly terrifying experience. That's one of the things that makes Subnautica Below Zero such a terrific survival game. Next up we have Tribes of Midgard. Tribes of Midgard is a new game in which players must repel the approaching giant invasion during Ragnarok. You play as a Viking living in a settlement that contains the seat of Yggdrasil, the final bulwark that guards the gods against the other realms, amid realms full of terrible creatures, secret gods, and numerous materials to be discovered. Next up we have The Forest. Survival for the sake of surviving is always more enticing than survival for the sake of survival. That is why The Forest is such a unique game in this aspect. It boasts one of the finest survival game principles and stories. While on a plane flight with your son, the jet lands on a mystery island. Both you and your son escape, but your boy is kidnapped by some strange cannibals. Next up we have Vigor. Europe has been ravaged by a nuclear war. Only a sliver of post-apocalyptic Norway survives. What was the outcome? Outlanders compete for important materials in order to construct their shelters. To upgrade your safe haven, you'll have to step out into encounters. But be cautious, these encounters may be deadly. Next up we have The Long Dark. It returns to more intimate survival mechanics, putting you in the first person and providing you with the standard survival mechanics of food, thirst, but with a clear added focus on warmth as well as weariness, wind chill, and more. It also divides the game into 3 modes according to your needs: narrative mode, survival mode, and challenge mode. Next up we have Green Hell. Green Hell makes survival in the Amazon as perilous as it would be in real life, which is more nuanced than you might think. Obviously, there are no zombies or monsters, but the true hazard would be all of the dead plants and animals that you can't recognize when scavenging for food to prevent you from starving. Next up we have Stranded Deep. You may explore your randomly generated island, construct structures, and make several tools. While the previous survival games focused on temperature, Stranded Deep focuses on hydration. In this game, water, or at least drinking water, will be your primary concern. Dehydration is one of the most common causes of death here, and even temporary water replacements like coconut milk aren't allowed. The last game of this video is ARK Survival Evolved. ARK Survival Evolved blends the ancient with the future into a single survival package. Consider the Turok series, but with survival aspects, and you'll get a fair understanding of what this game is. You may play single or online, and from either a first or third-person perspective, on a vast globe called the ARK, which is teeming with prehistoric species. So that's the list of 10 best survival games for PS5 and PS4 to play in 2022. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel Games Geek and press the bell icon for more gaming videos.